go. Once again, another night in the jungle. The treacherous unknown as we navigate with nothing at our disposal. No walking stick, no machete, no butterfly catcher. We have nothing but our iron-clad will. And I want you to look at me as your guide. Nay, your hero as we adventure through the murky unknown that is twitch.tv/athomewithjames. Now, if you're asking, who's this James character I've heard so much about? Is he the handsome one? Is he the charming one? Is he the tall one? The answer to all three of those questions is no. But I am a James, and I am the James from At Home with James. You are you. We are here for another night live on the information superhighway that the cool kids from 1993 through 1997 call the internet. Thank you for being here tonight. Another on the dot start. We advertise 9 p.m. and we're doing it. We're going to keep doing it until we have some type of technical snafu, some type of blooper, blunder, or boner that sinks this show into another 9:05, 9:10, 9:15 start time. Because, of course, it comes in 5-minute intervals. The days of Lazy James are behind us. Back then, I'd hang around in the queue and I'd say, we'll start in 5 minutes. We're having a good time. I am as strict as a gym teacher in the 80s, and my shorts are just as high. What do you want to call high? What high-waisted? This intro was going so well until I couldn't figure out what type of shorts that I was wearing in this metaphorical imagination that I was coming up with. I'll put it back on track just like I always do. I am your conductor this evening because it is April 21st. Now, this is a date that gets a little less traction than April 20th, otherwise known as 420, the International Day of Drug Use and Drug Enthusiasm, as it pertains mostly to marijuana, Mary Jane, mud, God's herb, the good stuff. Now, I'm sure that hashish, otherwise known as hash, is included in 420. I'm no expert. Now, for those of you who were here a year ago, you will know and you will note that I do not partake in God's herb. I never have. At this point, I'm not sure that I ever will. I have not partaken in any type of substance that alters my thought process. But that doesn't mean that I'm anti. Of course, I don't think that I advocate for the excessive use of cocaine or heroin or crack. But if people want to smoke some of that green, I have no issue with that. And that's why tonight, unlike last year, we're not going to be celebrating drug use. We're going to be celebrating sobriety because I am your sober Superman. That's what I liken myself to, a sober Superman flying high in the sky, looking down at the disarray, hoping that I can sprinkle some of my sober dust onto the people who might be looking to kick the habit. If you want to, if you don't, hey, you spark up as much as you want. Maybe you're enjoying a doobie right now. Maybe you're puffing on one, or maybe you already had one earlier today. Maybe this is your 6th or 7th. It's not for me to judge. What I do want to do is quickly engage with the chat. Hello, everyone. So happy to see you. Not a lively chat. I'll tell you that much right now. And I'll tell you why. It's because people are still used to the late start times. We are reacclimating people into when this dang show starts. And talking about this dang show, who's on this dang show tonight? Much later on, we've got Racquel Belmonte. Now, I'm going to say this right here. She has not sent our technical director tonight any pictures. And I can't believe it. It says we're talking about drugs. I'm sure that I half expected to see a joint in the shape of a penis. That's what I thought we were going to get tonight with Racquel being on the show. Some type of phallic marijuana cigarette. We didn't get it. Racquel's here tonight. Also joining us is going to be Gabe Rondos. Now, this young man earlier this week informed me that he at times likes to indulge. That's fine. I have no issue with anyone indulging. You indulge as much as you want. Before we do all that, we've got a true Iron Man working tonight's booth. He was here on Monday. He was replacing Dave Kaufman. Let's quickly check in with Andrew Assaf. Andy, how's it going tonight, my friend?
Hi, James. I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Now, Andy, you were not expecting to work on Monday. Here you are again.
Yeah, it's Sydney's dream come true. I'm double dutying this week.
Yeah,
I'm
this
your
is something
tech
we have
for
not
Wednesday
acknowledged.
and Monday.
This is not something we have acknowledged much, is that Sid has made the declaration that you are, in fact, the true tech of the year on the show. Of course, people might remember that the award went to me.
Yeah, but we all know Sid has the eye on the ball. He's got the finger on the pulse, so to speak. And he's just spitting facts. He's just spitting truth when he says that I'm the pound. I think he said the pound for pound, the most value you get in a tech.
Yeah, and you
So
can't say the word pound without thinking of Andy Assaf.
exactly.
Now, Andy, I wanted to make life as easy for you as possible. Monday was a whirlwind. It was surprise night. Tonight, we're taking it easy. And I have to ask you, Andy, a 420 just passed. Did you get high yesterday?
James, no, I did not.
Okay,
But
now
I am taking the vibe of 420, and we're just taking it easy tonight. You said don't prepare anything. I'm just
yeah,
hanging out in the control room here. I
yeah.
realize now that I'm on screen, I kind of look like a character in a Seth Rogen drug comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But no, didn't have to do any weeds to get
Yeah.
here. I did draw a little doodle for 420. You
Okay.
want to see my doodle?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'd
See if we
love.
could see it
Okay, so
here.
this
So
looks
this
like
is
Ian Anderson of Jethro Tull smoking a joint or some type of warlock.
Yeah, it's the kind of like energy I'm trying to channel. This guy
Okay,
looks like he's a learned man, a man well traveled,
a
and
mystic.
sure.
Now, Andy, can I ask, are you any stretch of the imagination? Do you intend to hotbox the booth tonight?
You know what, James? The night is still young. I don't have plans to, but that is a tempting proposition. Maybe we'll
Yeah,
get our first hotboxed booth at the At
yeah.
Home with James show. Has anyone else done it?
Has anyone? People have been high on this show, and I'll tell you what had happened this time last year on the 420 episode. Truly one of the worst episodes in show history.
I could imagine. I could
Yeah,
imagine how that could happen.
it
But
was a night. The show was a nightmare.
James, tech in this show is a lot like driving heavy machinery. So I don't know if I condone smoking and driving this semi truck of a show. You know what I mean?
That's why you've always been a responsible young man.
Sure.
Andy, can I ask you a question?
hmm
Yeah, how many times a year would you say that you get high?
So, like, you mean high? Like, what's the threshold to be considered high?
I'm talking about you're walking through the jungle and all you see is a purple haze.
Okay, that's never happened to
Well,
me.
see, look, you're talking to someone. I've never been high in my life, so I can only go. I'm imagining that you take your, and then you start
That's
seeing
right.
everything.
I mean, you would flip it around.
I mean, you wouldn't do like that.
I mean, I'm sure some people do it like that, but it looks like you're playing the like punching game.
But if I were to get high, I'd want to maybe catch some eyes, right? So everyone does this.
So you wanna kind of show off.
Yeah, I'd want to do it like this. I'd look around. I'd be in some weed event or some type of gathering of heads, as we called them. Maybe do
Sure.
this. Survey the room like this. Take one long drag like you tell me. I want you to tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
Imagine this. You and me are at some drug thing,
Oh, I
right?
wish.
And I'm like, hey, you know what? It's time for me to try this sticky icky. So
You
I
you
take
wouldn't you wouldn't stand out at a drug thing, by the way, James.
no,
You
I
you
look like
look
a guy that smokes weed and gets wasted all the time.
but you don't.
I've never been wasted in my life.
Bucking the stereotype.
This voice came naturally. This is not from a pack of cigarettes a day. So, anyways, you and me are at this drug.
Yeah, we're at a drug conference.
Yeah, we're at a drug conference. I take it. I do it. Whole drag all the way through while surveying the room. I love this marijuana.
Now it kind of looks like you're like pondering something. You're like almost like stroking your beard while you do it. Maybe you should add maybe a little tickle while you inhale. I think
Well,
that'll add
okay.
some cool factor to it. You want to try it that way?
Okay, take me through that one more time. Now,
So like you do your technique, but
you've
you
taught
just
me,
rub your beard while you do it.
you've taught me a thing or two in the past week. Last week, you informed me that people actually have sexual intercourse in the morning,
Yeah, I broke that on the show.
which I thought was just a thing that happened in movies.
Well, I have the documents, James.
Now you're teaching me how to smoke a drug in a sophisticated way. So you're saying,
Well, look, this is your invention. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that's the guy I want to be hanging out with.
this is delish. This weed is delish.
That's not bad. You kind of remind me, there was one guy I went to high school with who would always smoke a joint with his between his pinky and his index finger, and I think he just did it to be cool.
You know what we call those types of characters?
Uh-oh.
A legend.
Okay, so you're in on that. You're down for that.
Andy, I want to keep maybe throughout the night exploring what it would look like if you and me were at a drug event. So that was us at a drug conference. We'll come back later on. We're going to keep brainstorming what type of drug events you and I could go to.
All right, I'll be right here, James, and maybe we'll be hotboxing the booth. I haven't decided yet.
Hey, you and me might be the next Cheech and Chong. Right?
I don't think the world's ready.
Okay, I just got chills as you said that. Andy, let's check in soon.
All right. Oh, I muted myself too early. Take it easy, James.
Yeah, so we're going to check in with Andy Assaf. You hear the references I'm dropping, Purple Haze, Cheech and Chong. I am a man of another time. I'm walking around with everyone else in 2021 when I should have been dropped into the late 60s into the early 70s. If that were the case at home with James, I wouldn't have Andy Assaf here. I'd have a David Crosby on the show. And I wouldn't have Racquel, and I wouldn't have Gabe. I'd have Country Joe and the Fish. Everyone's thinking to themselves right now, like, okay, now James making more of his classic rock references. Sit on it and twist. That's what I say if you don't like it. Let's welcome why am I insulting people? Let's welcome our first guest, truly a visionary as it pertains to staking their claim on what it means to have unique segments on the show. Let's welcome Gabe Rondos. Gabe, welcome back, buddy.
James, how are you?
You know what I'm doing? I'm doing very well. I like the way that the show has unfolded in the past 13 minutes, and I'm looking forward to the remaining 47.
And James, it's so funny you should say that because coming on today, I really wanted to talk about the thing that you were texting me about the other day. But then up top, you were saying that you're very healthy and sober, and you're actually really into like you said, you're almost superhuman. And I like food.
Yeah, right? I likened myself to a Superman.
Is Superman, and I like food, so right away I'm thinking superfoods.
Oh, superfoods, so, okay.
So we can talk about the thing that you were texting me about the other day, your anxiety attack. But if you want to talk about superfoods instead, I'm so happy to go in that direction.
I think that we should go whatever. You're the guest, right? You're the guest. Let's go with whatever direction you'd like to go.
Okay, well, James, let's start light. Let's talk about the superfoods, and then if we want to go into why you were just feeling so insecure and lonely and stuff, we can get into that after if there's any time. But if not, totally understand. We can keep that private.
Look, I like to think of myself as a bit of a Jesus on this show. I sacrifice myself for everyone, so I'm an open book. I don't hide anything on this program. So let's start with the superfoods. Are we starting with blueberries?
I mean, you're starting with blue. I wasn't gonna really talk about blueberries.
Well, see, here's the thing. I don't know much about superfoods. That's one that I know of, but I'm not even certain that I'm correct. So, Gabe, you're the
Yeah,
expert. You are the superfood guru. You tell us.
that's such a good point, and a lot of people have been misdefining and misrepresenting superfoods for so long. So maybe we should set the record straight on what is a superfood.
Okay. So, would you like to define it for myself as well as the other
You know what?
uninformed?
You go ahead, and then I'll give some examples of different superfoods once you've kind of defined it.
You want me to define a superfood?
Yeah, sort of like the overall category, and then I'll give examples.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. I don't know, but I'm going to take a stab in the dark here. I would say that a superfood is a consumable that has a variety of health benefits.
Yeah, that's totally it. That's
Okay.
exactly what I would have said.
You're telling me that
I'm
I nailed
happy
it.
we're really connecting on that.
Yeah. Well, Gabe, you and I, if I can say this, we clicked pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah, and I would even use the word vibe.
Yeah, we have vibed. Yeah. Now, Gabe, where did we meet?
I think we met at the G spot, the green spot in St. Henry, the diner.
Yeah. Where the food touches you in all the right places.
Yeah, exactly. And the coffee just keeps coming.
Yeah. So a superfood is a consumable that has a variety of health benefits.
Yeah, and there's really two superfoods I think people really need to know about. One of them is kimchi, and then the other one is raisins.
Okay, well, people have talked about kimchi on this show before, so this is one that I don't often think about. I like kimchi. I don't love it, but I'll tell you this much. Raisins have also come up on the show before. I love raisins.
I feel like raisins are the real underdog of nourishment.
Now, can you tell me more about that? Because there's not a lot of raisin boosters out there.
The problem, James, okay, and I'm going to get real with you for a second here, and this is for the audience out there. Everyone's into wine. Now, all the good grapes are used up for wine production.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone's focused on wine bars, drinking, getting drunk,
and in the interest of getting real, can I ask you a follow-up question?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your opinion on some of those novelty T-shirts or glasses or clocks that say it's wine o'clock?
I mean, I would say it's raisin o'clock. I would switch it to that.
Yeah, I agree.
But every time I see that, I see a big typo.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I would agree, and I would say it's very brave of you to say that.
I mean, wine is so entrenched into our societal norms that sometimes it just takes one person to step up and speak out and say, why are we making wine? Why don't we just dry these in the sun and give more kids a cool snack in elementary school?
Yeah, that is, now I don't pardon my French here, but that is so damn true. Now, could you imagine at a wedding, instead of people raising a glass of wine to toast, everyone had a nice little box of raisins, some sun-kissed raisins instead of alcohol?
Yeah, and you know what, James? Just saying, if we didn't have any more wine and we used all of those grapes, we could have big boxes of raisins. There'd be no limit to the size of the box of raisins. I mean, just to be clear, it wouldn't be an empty box with the same amount of raisins. It would be filled in accordance.
Yeah. Yeah, that again, that is so damn true. Now, that's a superfood. Now, I can tell you're getting a little heated about this, and I think rightfully so.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm raising my voice. I'm just really passionate about dried grapes.
You know what? I think it's great that you've also managed to bring a bit of levity to the show with that. That was great.
Thanks. I've been working on that one.
Yeah. How long?
Since I was last on the show.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So you've been working on, I've been raising your voice. Yeah.
Been a few months. Yeah.
All right. Well, do you have any other fun ones like that?
Puns or superfoods?
Let's go with superfoods.
Honestly, this isn't really a food, but it's a consumable, like you stated up top, but cigarettes. Because James, what a cigarette does is it levels up your mental acuity. Are you right, James?
No, I'm just you really surprised me. I was not. A lot of people, you hear superfoods, you think of things you eat, right? You talked about the raisins, we talked about
Like,
blueberries. You're saying cigarettes are a superfood.
well, they're, I guess, super consumable, if you will,
Mhm.
as you stated up top. Now, tobacco is a plant that grows out in the sun. It's
Yeah.
organic. It's biologique. Okay,
Mhm.
it's both of those things. And now the next thing you do is you light it up with fire. Again, sort of one of the main elements,
Yeah.
if you will.
And what are the other elements for people who don't know?
Earth,
Hmm.
water,
I think that's all of them.
and air. And
Yeah.
air
Air.
actually comes through the
Yeah.
cigarette.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after you cigarette, if you have a glass of water,
Mm.
you've had all the elements.
Wow. So you're
Which is,
saying that a
which is
cigarette is a super consumable. You have a cigarette and then you have a glass of water with it.
it's called the kiss of Mother Earth.
That's what the kiss. I've heard of the kiss of Mother Earth, but no one has ever told me. They said you wouldn't get it.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's a way different thing, like
Yeah.
something you do in the morning with your girlfriend, but no,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
really what it is.
Okay. So can I again just you've kissed in the morning?
Well, I've had a cigarette in the morning and a glass of water. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now I've noticed that you are looking off camera a lot. Is there something going on in your room?
No, there's actually nothing going on, James. It's just that like sometimes I get so passionate about what we're talking about that I'm like, okay, I need to cool off. I look away and then I come back and I'm kind of like refocused. And in a
Mm.
way, it's like almost a
Right.
mental cigarette for me.
Yeah.
Just a quick break,
Yeah.
quick energy,
Totally get it.
sort of blast of super consumables.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've got raisins and cigarettes. Are there any others?
Well, there was kimchi.
Oh, of course, yeah. So we got raisins,
but I
cigarettes,
mean,
and
yeah,
kimchi.
no, right. No, I think those three are the most important. I don't want to overwhelm people with information. I think if they stick to those three, but mainly
Yeah,
raisins and cigarettes,
yeah.
they're on the right track for a pretty healthy lifestyle. Like,
Now, for people who might not know, where can the viewers purchase raisins, cigarettes, and kimchi?
that's a great question. It needs to be any place that in regular hours without curfew is open after 10 p.m.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
could you give some quick examples of where people might be able to buy their raisins?
Yeah, so I have some really great examples. There's the Dépanneur Bonissoir,
Mm-hmm.
the Dépanneur Séjour.
Mm-hmm. Now, where can people purchase cigarettes?
Actually, conveniently the same place, and a lot of them have combo packages.
Really?
Yes.
You're saying that there's a combo package. You can buy a pack of raisins and a pack of smokes.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that because raisins and cigarettes come in cartons, but when you buy it as a combo, it all comes in a plastic bag.
What do you mean when you say a plat? You mean a Ziploc bag? It's kind of like a Halloween surprise bag.
It's kind of like the bag that you put vegetables in at the grocery store, so it's clear.
Oh, right. So one of those translucent, flimsy plastic bags.
Yeah, and what that does is it encourages everyone to consume their raisins and cigarettes quickly,
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that they get their dose ASAP.
Right. And finally, where can people pick up kimchi?
Um, at Kim Hauer Market on Saint Michel.
Okay, so some type of market.
Yeah, yeah,
All
it's
right.
sold separately.
Right, of course. The idea of a vegetable bag full of raisins, cigarettes, and kimchi, that's crazy.
It's just that the kimchi liquid would ruin the cigarettes.
Yeah. And is that what it's called? Kimchi liquid?
Colloquially.
Colloquially. Okay. Now, Gabe, is there anything else going on this 421? Anything that you want to spread to the people?
Well, I thought we could talk a little bit about why you were so anxious and you were texting me
Right.
for emotional support the other day, but
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if we have the time to get into
No,
that.
yeah, we've certainly got a bit of time. So I just want to start by saying I really appreciate your
Yeah.
support through that difficult
So,
moment.
so yeah, this is a safe space, James. So why don't you go ahead and sort of elaborate a little bit more on that? Because I think it's better if the audience hears from you, and then
Mm.
I can sort of publicly show how I would give support to that.
Yeah, well, of course, I messaged you. I was having a bit of a difficult morning. I had a handyman in my apartment for the past couple days redoing my bathtub, and I was just, I haven't had anyone in my home for a full year, a year plus now. So having someone here kind of overwhelmed me in a variety of ways. It was so nice to have another human being so close to me, but at the same time, how am I to know that he's not carrying this what I call Satan's illness?
Yeah,
So the
and
whole thing kind of overwhelmed me.
I remember you said specifically that you weren't sure what to do because you were worried about the virus, and we know you're very careful, but also you really needed a hug in that moment.
Right, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
been
and
a while.
and I thought it was probably out of turn to ask a handyman for a hug while they were painting my bathtub in a full bodysuit.
Yeah, and do you remember what I said?
Well, I remember, but I think it would probably be best if you tell people what you said.
I said, James, have a handful of raisins, have a cigarette, have
Yeah.
a glass of water, and just take a deep breath.
Now, at the time, I didn't understand this. This is where I stopped responding to you. And I thought, Gabe just doesn't understand. And now we've come full circle, and I truly understand you were being a helpful friend by letting me know that some super consumables could calm me down. I wanted a hug so bad. I've had exactly one hug in the past calendar year, and it sent me right off the rails. And if I had taken your advice, eat some raisins, eat some kimchi, take a bit of a puff of a super smoke, I probably
Yeah,
would have calmed myself down. So,
write down,
yeah,
write down. The heavy breathing would have stopped. The insecurity would have just gone down a couple of notches.
yep.
And yeah, you would have started texting me, stopped texting me just weird sad gifs.
Yeah.
Was a
Well,
bit
yeah, I'm not much of an emoji person. I'm more of a sad gifts person.
yeah, you prefer like more visuals.
Well, look, Gabe, I have to not only thank you for being on the show tonight and informing us. Again, it's very brave, but also thank you for being such a great friend and in a lot of ways a mentor.
James, I want you to always see me as an equal who just knows a bit more about cigarettes than you.
Yeah. This is the second time that I've had the hair on the back of my neck stand tonight. Gabe, you think am I ever going to see you at the G spot again?
I'll be there waiting.
Gabe, thanks so much for being here, and let's talk soon, okay?
Thanks a lot, James.
That's Gabe Rondos. What a happening. Now, there's a lot of times on this show I go, that was great, this was great, this was outstanding, that was spectacular. That may have been the number one moment in show history. I can have all these jokers come on here and do their little routines, but something changes when you have someone so special who can not only bring you laughter, but bring you love at the same time, too. I want to check in quickly with Andrew. Andy, what a
Yes.
moment that was.
Yeah, James. I haven't wanted a cigarette so badly in a while.
Yeah. So, did you know that
It,
they have health benefits? I
if
didn't
I
know
if
that.
I didn't know better, I feel like this is the big cigarette lobby that might have some influence on your guests again.
Well, look, I'll say this: you've been doing so great at kicking the butt during Ramadan. It would be a real shame to spoil the run that you're on right now.
It's the point of Ramadan, James, is you got to resist the temptation.
Yeah. Now, can I tell you that I have never once, on the subject of marijuana, been tempted?
Yeah, but you're like the Fort Knox of temptation. Nothing gets through to you.
What do you mean by that, Andy? I would say that you know me quite well. Would you
You,
say you know me quite well?
yes.
Okay, now what do you mean when you say I'm the Fort Knox of temptation?
So
Because I
if
don't.
if
I just don't.
vices if
Yep.
vices were little like burglars trying to get into Fort Knox and steal the gold, and in this case the gold is being inside you.
Hmm.
Drugs and alcohol fail to do that. I've offered you a drink. I've offered you a smoke. Always say
Yeah.
no. You
Now, would
always
you
say
say
no.
that I'm a man of great constitution?
Well, if it wasn't for the constant diarrhea, maybe.
Okay, well, I don't know if we can compare declining foreign substances to
But
diarrhea.
maybe that is a sign that your system is so resilient due to your lack of the purity you have within it that it just
Yeah,
purges any foreign
I
substance.
and I I am pure, I think.
Yeah. So James, wait, this is kind of unrelated, but did you get a new bathtub? You said.
Well, I had a handyman come in and redo my bathtub, and I'm gonna put this out there right now.
Whew.
I have to wait 48 hours to get water on it, and right here on the show, I'm willing to tell everyone that I have not washed my body
Oh
in
man.
now 5 days, and I exercise daily.
Oh man, I can't wait for this to be all over and I can come by and give that bathtub a spin.
Yeah, well, Andy, you've showered in my home before.
I love showering at James's house.
There's a new paint job. I even bought a new shower curtain today.
He's living it, folks.
Now, I want to ask you. Now, we've made the declaration that I am a man of purity, a man of great constitution, a man that cannot be tempted by anything. Truly,
Hmm.
I don't think I've ever succumbed to temptation on any level. But what if? What if we rewrote history?
It
Andy, can you tell me what scenario you think I would succumb to temptation?
that's
If you and a brain trust of
yeah.
tempters and temptresses were to come together to put together the ultimate plan to tempt me with a bit
Okay.
of that smoke, what do you think it would be?
That's so interesting. Like this isn't a planned bit, James. For the once
No.
in a while, this is actually. So I was doodling during the last segment, and I actually did make an artist representation of what you would look like if you if this situation were to come to
Okay.
pass. Do you want to see what it looks like?
Please.
Now, just content warning, folks. This isn't a pretty sight because you're about to see your little cutie not be so cute no more. So this is what I drew. Let's see if we can get this in here.
Oh God! So we're having a real hard time seeing this. I look like if a toe came to life and smoked drugs.
Yeah, you kind of look like a famished Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I do look like a famished Joe Rogan mixed with a toe, and I like that you've given me the bags under the eyes.
Yeah, and look, you're just hanging out in your house. You have all your art behind you.
Yeah, I got
And
I
look,
got a nice Coke sign in the
and look
top.
what you're saying. You're saying don't do drugs.
Yeah, I'm so devastated by excessive drug use that I'm smoking drugs while telling. I know. Am I an old man in this PSA? Did you just give me an old man voice?
This is you. Like, I kind of drew you 5 years younger in this image to kind of.
So 5 years younger.
This is this is the alternate universe where okay. So what I think would happen, James, if you want me to be honest, to
I
get
want
you
to
here.
hold that thought. I want you to hold that thought, and I want
Yeah.
you to think about this.
Hmm.
I want you to. You talked about. You know me well. I want you to think about what you believe to be, as a revisionist, history or future, how you think I could be tempted to take a puff of the magic dragon.
So it's simple, James. This is what would happen. Okay.
I want you to hold on. We're gonna revisit this.
Oh, you want to tease it? This is why you're the master, James.
You know
Oh
what?
man.
I am a man of purity. I'll tell you this much.
Stay tuned, folks.
Now, hold on. I was gonna give you a good line there. I'm
Oh,
a
sorry.
man of purity, but I'll tell you this much. I've also been known to tease. Now you've got the hair.
That's
standing on
nasty,
the back of
James.
your
That's
neck.
nasty. That's a nasty line, and I love it.
The purity is running through my veins. I've never felt stronger. Andy, we're going to check in with how you would tempt me to do the deed a little bit later on, okay?
I'm excited, James. Hey, stay tuned, folks.
Stay tuned. This is the first ever through line of an episode featuring the truly nastiest man on the block, nastiest spelled Nazesty, the nastiest. Let's welcome our next guest. She's here on a weekly basis, which is great. You never know what you're going to get. Having Racquel on is like getting a Kinder surprise. Am I going to get a fun little car that I can assemble, or is it going to be a sticker that's got a penis on it? Let's welcome, coming to us all the way in the past, where it is only 6:36 p.m., it's Racquel Belmonte. Hi, Racquel. How's it going?
Hey, little cutie. I'm good. How are you?
I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you calling me that.
I will never stop because it's a great nickname. I've been trying to get people to call me Lil anything. Never happens. I'm going to take advantage of this moment.
What if I was Lil Cutie East and you were Lil Cutie West?
James, I would accept 1,000%. I'd be more excited about you asking me that than somebody asking me to get married. And I've wanted to get married for, I guess, maybe a few years now. It hasn't been that long of a journey.
Racquel, you still want to get married?
I don't know. Yeah, but I'd rather be Lil Cutie West.
I'm going to tell you something. Being Lil Cutie has done wonders for me.
Yeah, tell me about it. What can I look forward to?
Well, now that it's come out of my mouth, I'm wondering, has it really done wonders? It's done wonders in the sense that it's a fun nickname that I can keep going back to.
Hell yeah, it is.
But
and hey, we'll keep going back. I interrupted you like a piece of trash.
No,
what was that?
Racquel, you interrupt as much. You know what it means? It means you're excited to be here. It means you're feisty and you're ready to go.
Thank you for saying that. James, can I tell you something?
Please.
I saw a friend the other day in a park, sitting far away from each other, wearing masks. I swear, I'm not just saying that. But anyways, this friend of mine, I've known him for years. And he said to me, Racquel, I don't know what word to use to describe you besides reactive. And I was like, that's bad. And he's like, no, I don't mean it in a bad way. You just have a reaction for everything. I'm like, I thought about it a lot. And I was like, do I really?
You know what? I'm going to say that of course, from a reactive standpoint, being called reactive can maybe not be a great thing.
No.
Think about being reactive. It means you're right on the ball. You're ready to go. If something happens, good or bad, you're there. You're sliding in a home plate. You're ready to hit that home run.
Big ol' slide, gonna hit that home run. Let's friggin' go. Let's do it. Look, I look like a baseball player.
Yeah, I was gonna start this segment by saying, Racquel, it looked like you just changed a couple tires.
Yeah,
I think that baseball player is better.
No, I like the tire thing, like covered in green.
Thing, again, it could be negative, but it isn't, right? Changing a tire is very requires a lot of skill and know-how.
Sure. I wouldn't know. I've never changed a tire because my dad does it. My dad is a mechanic. To add to that Italian stereotype further, my father is a mechanic. And he has the same hat as me. So there's that. No, James, I'm wearing a hat because I didn't take a shower like you.
Okay.
I didn't have much of an excuse though.
Yeah. How many days deep are you showerless?
Okay. Showerless. I shower. Oh boy. Sunday. That's not true. So I showered Sunday. But I haven't washed my hair in a long time. And I can't tell you the day I washed my hair last.
That's fine. There's the no poo movement, right? That's what it's called.
No poo movement?
That's where people no longer use shampoo. They just use water on their hair.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, I don't know. But today I did work out with my trainer. So I should have taken a shower for sure.
Now, do you feel hoity-toity having a personal trainer based on the way that you said my trainer?
No, I just said it because I don't even know why I said it. See, you ask the hard-hitting questions here. You make me think.
I keep you on your toes, Racquel. Racquel, I keep you on your toes.
You keep me on what?
I keep you on your toes.
Hell yeah, you do. You know why? Mostly because I'm wearing these again. That's right.
We can't have, that was a quick stinger. We cannot have feet on Twitch. The fact that I believe you're barefoot makes it even more dangerous. Let's just bring those, who would have ever thought that this is the most adult content that you've brought on that sends me into a little bit of a scare spiral?
No, what are you talking about? My feet are the least sexy feet. I feel like people who like feet stuff would say no thank you to my feet.
Right.
So
Okay.
who's in the wrong here?
Look, I'll say this in the chat right now. When it comes to nicknames, we got here quote Racquel can be Lil Hottie.
Whoa. How's hottie spelled though? Big.
HOTTIE.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
bad,
Who
right?
who said that? What are they up to?
Well, that's
when this
our
is
chief political correspondent, Real Sid Rock.
Cool. Cool. I'm Lil Hottie and you're Lil Cutie. We
There
should
we
write
go.
an email.
There we go. We found it. Drink up from your SodaStream bottle. Now, Racquel,
Mhm.
today we're celebrating a post 420 world. It is 421. Can
Sure
I
is.
ask you, do you enjoy indulging, Racquel? I know the answer, but for the uninformed.
Yeah, no, definitely. All the time. All the time. But
All, all the time.
I don't smoke though.
Okay.
I eat my drugs.
Now, how do you eat them? In cookies, in gelatinous form, in shakes?
Both. Not shakes. I would
Yeah.
love to try like an edible milkshake
Yeah.
or something. Oh, can I make it? That's for me to figure out another day. James, I usually take gummies,
Okay.
but I'll tell you what I did last night. So I had a cookie, a weed cookie, of course,
Mhm.
40 milligram snickerdoodle. Why it was vegan, I'll never know. But I guess I had purchased a weed cookie, forgot about it for months, and I wanted to see if it was still good. So I took
Okay.
a bite out of it. I took 2 bites out of it. I was
All right.
lying. I took 2 bites out of it and I was like, well, in case this doesn't work, I'm just going to eat my regular 30 milligram gummy. And I
Okay.
did. James, I am paying for it today. I think the cookie was bad.
Right.
When I tell you, every time I've gone to the bathroom, I've I'm
Oh.
not fucking kidding. Excuse my language.
No, that's fine. This is a safe place to have diarrhea. I've
Thank
been
you
known
for
to battle with the bowl in that respect.
Battle with the bowl. I love that. See, you make things sound good. Like now I feel good about almost shitting myself all day today.
Because I have purity running through my veins.
Oh, well then what's my excuse? Because I feel like you and I are opposites.
I'll tell you what I think it is. I think it's drugs.
Ah, he's there. He's got it. Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
Literally, because you've claimed that your dirty old weed cookie gave you the squirts.
I hope the word squirt or
Yeah.
squirts. I will
Yeah.
always have to go there. The diarrhea portion of that.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying. Now I'm panicking.
Raquel, I think are you high out of your mind right now?
No, but I was when I
Are you
woke
seeing
up.
birds everywhere?
Huh?
You seeing? I want you to take a breath, Raquel. Take a breath. Okay.
Out of my broken fucking nose.
So
Excuse me. Now
you
I'm mad. What is
yeah,
with
that's
this?
that's fine, Raquel. You be as mad as you want. So you ate a old drug cookie, and then you had your weed jelly. And are you suffering from some type of drug hangover today?
Well, when I woke up, yeah, I felt high still, but also just bad. I was like, this doesn't feel nice. Because normally when I wake up, I'm like, wow, I'm a perfect person. I
Yeah.
feel great. Let's do the day.
Mhm.
Today I woke up so late. I slept through that's not true. I slept through 4 alarms. I slept through 4 alarms. I didn't eat breakfast or anything, and I had to go straight to my trainer. And even he was like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, I ate a bad weed cookie, I think. And he worked me very hard to be
You
like,
know what? I think you should be kind of proud of yourself because you're being accountable. You had what some
I had
might
no
call
choice.
what some might call a reckless night, but then you slept through 4 alarms, but you got up and just like Dwayne the Rock Johnson says, you put the work in.
Thank you for using Dwayne the Rock Johnson quote. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
can I ask you, Raquel,
yeah.
how long have you been enjoying those types of things?
Okay, this might come as a shock, but recently, and when I say recently, I mean over the last like year and a bit.
Okay,
So
so this is you were on the wagon for a long time.
yeah, I mean, I've always sort of smoked weed. I would have puffs of people's joints if we were
Yeah.
outside after a show, and
And how
people
would
were
you
like,
puff
"Wanna
it? Because
come
I would do
smoke?"
it like this.
Oh, that's how you do it. Yeah, any
Oh, that
seasoned
is okay.
weed
What's
smoker
this
knows that's
Andy
how
guy?
you
What's
do it.
this Andy guy saying?
And sorry, who?
This Andy guy. He's saying that's not how you do it.
No, I think he needs to go to a drug party and really
Okay.
figure it out.
All right. Okay.
You guys
So
both should go on a drug party. I'll
can I
drive
ask?
you there. I can't drive, but I'll do it.
Wait, neither can I. So Andy's got to be our DD.
Zandy drive?
Oh, Andy drives.
Okay, then Andy drives and you and I will go to the drug party.
All right. So that's my first post-COVID plan. Racquel, can I ask you, when was the first time? Do you remember rather the first time that you got high?
I feel like the very first time I got high was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I was in high school and it was at a park in Burnaby because you can't go anywhere when you're
Yeah.
a child.
Now, people like to smoke marijuana in British Columbia, right? It's known for its marijuana.
Yeah, I don't think the school that I went to and the people that I hung out with at the time, we didn't really smoke weed. It wasn't until I graduated and then me and my cousin who's like a sister to me, her and I started smoking weed a lot for some reason, but I don't ever remember getting like high. It was just
Yeah.
like to do it and like in her hot tub, like, look at us, we're smoking weed.
Wait, you and your
And
cousin
her hot
were
neighbor would come say hi to us. And
yeah, you guys are getting high in a hot tub and there's a hot neighbor hanging around.
yeah.
This makes my pure blood boil.
I what? The fact that he was waving? The hot neighbors? What part are we upset at?
The whole thing is just so debaucherous.
I don't know. I was a child.
Yeah,
Anyway,
these young people. And how old is this neighbor?
who knows? I don't even remember. I just know he liked my cousin and lived there for a while.
All right,
Any
well, that's a segment for another show. How the neighbor lived with my cousin for a while.
what? No. Anyways, so that was the first chunk of weed smoking I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Then I remember I made brownies with my friends and
Yeah.
I was so high the next day still. I actually popped a tire on my car. So that was bad. And I stopped after that for a really long time.
But you popped a tire on your car as a non-driver.
Oh yeah, no, I used to drive. There's a
Okay,
reason
you
why I
used
haven't
to drive.
driven.
Now, Racquel, don't tell me you lost your license.
No.
Okay.
I was in too many car accidents, so I was too scared to drive.
Okay, so you've retired from driving a vehicle.
For now.
Okay, so you're saying there's a chance you might go back to the ways of the road.
Maybe. My dad texts me every single day asking me if I renewed my license because he wants to take me driving.
Well, that sounds like a fun activity for a father and a child to enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. His 29-year-old child who
Yeah.
doesn't give a shit. But
Yeah.
hey, one
Now,
day.
Does your dad enjoy marijuana? A lot of people's parents enjoy it.
So he used to. He doesn't anymore. But I didn't even know until recently. My brother's like, Dad used to be a stoner, right? I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no way. And then I would remember back to our childhood, like I'm talking early childhood, and we had like a playroom down here, and him and his friends would smoke weed in the playroom. I'm whispering because I don't know.
Well, have you ever spoken to him about it?
Yeah, because I'm high every night. So he knows. He's like, haha, are you high? I'm like, haha, yeah. And he can't get mad at me about it because of that.
Right. Now, how many other people in your house are getting high?
Well, it was me and my middle brother, but then he stopped because he was like, we're doing it too much. And I was like, okay, all the power to you. So it's just me.
Now, this sounds like it was a fun family activity because you don't hear about a lot of people. Their dads were high as a kite, and then you got siblings getting high. You okay there, Racquel? You have a little drippage there?
I have a drooling problem to begin with. I don't know why I thought all of that water would have like fit in my mouth and made it down.
Yeah, you've got the jitters. I can tell.
I drink so much.
There's a lot of this. There's a lot of this tonight.
Yeah, I'm so like, I could feel the second coffee I just drank. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die. I also have period cramps.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm at right now.
So let's do a recap here. You got too high last night. You woke up a little high because you ate old drugs you've got
Yes.
diarrhea, period
day.
cramps, and you've got a caffeine buzz.
Yeah.
You might be, and I say this without hyperbole, the bad girl of the show.
No.
I think you might be.
Me?
I think you might be the resident bad girl of At Home.
What an honor.
Yeah.
Thank you, James.
Racquel, have you ever worn a full leather outfit, like a leather jacket and leather pants with sunglasses?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think I should buy one right now.
Yeah. Now, last week, and this has been an ongoing thing. I've insisted that Alex Brown, friend of the show, wear leather pants.
I
feel
saw
like,
that.
I feel like maybe we have to work with this. I feel like you have a leather coat, but maybe some white jeans.
Holy shit. Now that's bad. That's
Yeah.
like bad girl status.
Yeah. Sunglasses. Sunglasses. Now,
like
are you seeing lipstick in this, or is it just me?
Oh yeah, no. We're doing lipstick for this. I paid for my mouth to look like this. We're gonna paint it the fuck up.
Now, is it red lipstick or a different color?
We'll do red. We'll do red.
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
red, or like black. I keep trying to find like black lipstick because I think it looks so good on other people.
Yeah.
Can't find it.
Maybe we have to do the night of the baddest guests, meaning the baddest, not like a night of bad guests, because that will be the night that I have someone filling in for me as a host.
Love that.
I think that, Racquel, on some level, we have to make this happen.
Who else is bad? Who's bad like me?
Well, right now you are standing atop the mountain looking down at all of the commoners beneath you.
Good.
But I feel like if you were to come on, it's almost like a dual personality thing. That's where you come on the show and you're simply known as Rack.
You want to know something, James?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone calls me Rack to the point where the other day someone called me Racquel and I had to like really process that was my full name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do it.
And I only say Racquel.
Yeah, you do. And it's jarring, but I like it. It's nice to hear your name once in a while.
Right?
To just remind you.
It's like when people call me James instead of hey you, right?
Who's calling you hey you these days?
We're not going to get into that. Okay.
You tell me, send me a DM. I'll
All right. Look, if I'm going to send it to anyone, it's going to be the bad girl of the show. I don't even like saying those words anymore.
I like it. Keep saying it.
Racquel, I think that we have really set something up here for at least 2 to 3 weeks of content on this show.
I love it. Do you have any more drug questions for me? I feel like I completely derailed everything.
No, you didn't. Let me. People think they're derailed. Hold on, I got to put right. Racquel, bad girl. People think they derail the segments. Trust me, I see where the segments are going 10 minutes before they get there. I am navigating like a Sherpa. I know what's going on.
Here for it.
Racquel, I one final question. Do you have any words of wisdom for new drug users?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, it's me, your bad girl, Racquel Belmonte. Listen, there's been a lot of talk about drugs on this show tonight. First of all, if you're going to use with someone. Get your drugs tested. I mean all of what I'm saying, by the way. This next part, though, if you're going to do edibles, make sure you start with a little bit and then see if you get high. And then if you don't, just wait a little bit longer and then you take your edible. Otherwise, you're going to shit yourself all day, like me.
Racquel, I couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for being here. And who knows, the next time we see you, it might be bad.
I can't promise anything because I'm a bad girl. And I don't make promises.
I don't know how I feel about this anymore. Racquel, thanks for being here and have a good rest of the night.
Bye. Mwah.
You see that? That's what I call a responsible drug enjoyer. Now, the one thing that I would have added if I were Racquel, but of course I'm not, I'm James, but if I were Racquel, I would have also added, and because your old drug cookies might give you diarrhea, maybe preemptively buy a box of Imodium at your local Jean Coutu, Pharmaprix, or if you're anywhere else in Canada, Shoppers. Let's check in once again with Andy Assaf, who's had some homework over the past 20 minutes or so. Andy, It's the moment of truth. We've been teasing it
Oh boy, James.
and teasing it. It is now time for you to determine how you think you would tempt me into using the good stuff.
Now, here's the thing, James. I went into my lab over here and I crunched some numbers, and I think I mathematically proved that I would not be able to tempt you. Personally,
can I ask you why?
because I think in order for you to be tempted, a creature of pure constitution, you would need like a certain level of temptation that I just can't even tap in.
Okay, can I ask you why do you think you could not be able to do it? What do you think your tactics are that wouldn't work?
Well, James, I kind of prepared for you a short presentation if you want to watch, and I think it might illuminate really what would it take for you, James. We did not plan this. I popped this up while I wasn't listening to the last segment. So, what it would take for you to be tempted into the drug life.
Okay, so
are you ready?
You prepared a presentation and it's about to hit the screen in any moment.
Yeah, here. So James, let me just put on some music here.
Sure.
So this is you, James.
Yes.
Hold on, this isn't the track I wanted. Oh, this is the second YouTube result too. Okay, so this is the music we're going with.
Yeah.
So this is you, James. You see, you are just pure light and joy in this image, right?
Yeah.
Nothing can phase you. You're just nothing but good vibes. This is a guy who's going to give you a compliment, right? And mean it.
You took this photo. You captured me in my moment of purity.
Okay, I really have to change this music. I put on jaunty music on... Okay, this might be better. It's called Feelings.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So, yeah, I captured this. What is this fucking... Okay, no music. James, I captured this image.
What if we went back to that original track?
Okay.
Yep.
Let's go here. Top 2 results on YouTube for jaunty music.
Yeah.
So, James, I took this photo of you, and you were nothing but good vibes that day. You were smiling. You were having a good time. There were no intoxicants that were clouding your mind, right? Mm-hmm. But I put this to you, James. What if one day, okay, you went to one of your wrestling shows that you are wont to do, right? And you know, you're hanging out with your boys, you're hanging out with your friends at your wrestling shows, and everyone's pretty positive, right? Everyone's pretty good, until, of course, what's this? A celebrity drops into this wrestling show, and they're looking at you from across the bar, right, James?
Right, so you're saying that Stone Cold Steve Austin, I'm hanging out with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then a Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee show up?
Yeah, and they're just looking at you, and hold on, let me change the music here. Yeah, and they're just they see something in you, James. They're like asking you if you want to, like, you know, maybe go for a ride on their boat sometime.
The boat that they had sex on?
Maybe they have a couple more boats, you know, James.
So you're saying that you would be unable to tempt me, but the allure of Tommy Lee and Pam Anderson, who are no longer together, would be able to tempt me.
The pure raw sexual magnetism that these two titans of sex came together to create. You would think would be able to tempt you, but no, James, because here you'd say, what? No, I don't do drugs. I'm James McGee.
Yeah,
right?
That's correct. That you are so spot on that Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee and their sex boat would not tempt me.
But here's the thing, James.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they wouldn't tempt you, but I do know one thing about you.
Okay.
Is that if there's one way... Oops, sorry. If there's one way...
I'm having a lot of problems with this music tonight, huh?
If there's one way for you to be tempted into the drug life, it would be a super babe. It would be a hot babe like Selma Hayek who would come along and offer you drugs. And I'm sorry to say, James, but you'd probably end up dead.
Wait, so I'm tempted because Selma Hayek, quote unquote, super babe, offers me drugs and then I end up dead?
It's what the numbers that I crunched resulted in, James.
But
I
wait,
don't.
she's not offering me marijuana. She's offering me a bottle of pills. Was she also dead in that photo?
The results show conclusively that you both decide to take your own life.
Wait, so
It's just what the results show, James. I don't know what's telling you.
The results in your lab.
We got a lot of scientists working here, okay,
Let's
James?
just once again, we're going to take this from the top. So
Okay, wait, let me pull up the cards again. Yeah.
hold on, we don't need the pictures.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
But you can put the song back on.
Okay.
Put that song back on. So, if I'm understanding correctly, you and your lab of scientists, they have determined that I go to one of my wrestling shows. I run into I'm hanging out with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
But then across the bar, Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee, once again, divorced for, I'm going to assume, probably 2 decades.
Sure, but again, this is revisionist history, so maybe they stayed together.
Fair enough. You're correct.
In a world as wild as you becoming a drug guy?
That was one of the conditions that you could revise history, so you're correct. I redact my statement. They give me looks from across the bar. They invite me to their boat because they are, of course, titans of sex.
Mm-hmm.
I decline their advances, but then
Hold on, I just gotta change the music here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I then notice a flexing Selma Hayek who is giving me 2 bicep poses.
You love a powerful woman, James.
Do I?
The numbers don't lie.
The numbers don't lie in this revised history. I am so taken by Selma Hayek and her muscles that she seduces me to just bypass marijuana. We decide that we need to take our own life by overdosing on a bottle of pills.
That is correct, James. Yeah, that is how that would end up.
Andy, I have to tell you, you're probably accurate. If I were to do drugs, having been inexperienced on so many levels, it probably would lead to my untimely demise. Andy, I think your simulation might be close to accurate. I don't want to say 100%, but it's close.
James, I do this for hopefully a better future for us all. And I hope that through this, life experiment we went through, we'll learn one thing. And that's, hold on.
Yep. Don't do drugs.
That's what you would say.
That moment would have been so much more powerful without the Zoom background that you opted for.
We don't have perfect technology, James, but we do have some, and some of that technology has made us learn a few things tonight.
Yeah, the advances that the lab makes in their drug simulations, they lack in their Zoom backgrounds.
We're working on it.
All right, well, Andy, thanks so much. We didn't plan any of this.
Nope.
Look, I guess I'm going to see you next week.
Oh, I guess so. I'm looking forward to it, James. And keep me posted about that bathtub.
I will keep you posted and can't wait to have you there.
Mama. Can't wait to be there.
Easy, Tiger. That's Andy Assaf. And folks, that's our show tonight. I was not expecting the simulation to be so outlandish. I was hoping that it was going to be maybe something at like Woodstock or maybe the Altamont Free concert. But beggars can't be choosers. I want to thank Gabe Rondos for being here, Racquel Belmonte for being here, of course, Andy Assaf, who's pulling double duty, and you, the viewer. I have to say that this whole starting on time thing, as novel as it sounded, is really working out well in terms of viewership. So we're going to do it one more time this coming Friday. Who's going to be here? Dimitri Kirez and so much more. And when I say Dimitri Kirez is going to be here, I want you right now to put your hand in the air, cross your fingers, and hope that he rebounds from that personality test he gave me last week, which is in the running now for the 2021 At Home Award for Most Boring Segment. Until then, I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and of course, be well.